Hi and welcome back to my channel, and today I want to introduce you to this. This is the QZ-SD-ER. It's an extension rod, but I want to do a review on it and show you what it does. Now for many YouTubers, and I'm referring to creators on YouTube, they get to a point, those who do reviews of products, where they would like an overhead view of the product they are reviewing, and finding a system which is reliable and simple is sometimes pretty hard. Many of the tripod systems out there do not provide for a setup where you need to look directly down. Let me give you a quick example. Here I have a standard type tripod leg setup. There's no tripod head on this, but you would normally, for video purposes, maybe fit a head like this. This is a big fluid head, and that would go on there. Now you can pan and tilt all over the place. However, when this is mounted on there and you try to point this down, now you have a problem, because it's going to show the legs. The legs are always in the way, and that is a problem many people who do reviews and product demonstrations, etc., have. That is where the QZ-SD-ER comes in. The two sides both have the same 3/8 of an inch thread, onto which you would thread your standard ball heads or other video or photo equipment. It screws in like that. These are not supplied. This you order only as a rod. So bear that in mind, that you need a tripod with a 3/8 of an inch thread, the legs, either legs like this, or in my case I would much more prefer a sturdy leg setup like this. This is huge, but it is very sturdy, and you need a 3/8 of an inch screw head. This arm can move back and forth. This is a tightening screw so that it cannot move. You loosen it here and then it can slide back and forth. This length is 63 centimeters, and you push it out, that's its maximum reach. However, do consider when you do have a maximum reach that your camera equipment can pull over your tripod, so you will have to weigh it down on this side by attaching a weight here or wherever, but weigh it down. Use decent weights. I use weights like this. This is a 2.5 kilos. I will use one or more of these. You get these from any gym store where there's gym weightlifting equipment. They are dirt cheap. Get a couple, because you will need it when you start reaching this far. You have an adjustable arm to adjust the tilt. You loosen this and your arm can tilt, and it has a pan, so you loosen this and it will pan. So there you have it, very, very basic. Let me show you how it can be used with a single camera on the side. Obviously you can add two cameras. If you really like, you attach two ball heads and you can have a camera on either side. Or, which would be actually better, is have a camera on the one side and a small lighting rig on the other side. Having the light slightly off to the side is just going to make so much more sense. It's a little more flattering to the faces. But anyway, let me quickly mount this. I'm going to mount this not onto this leg, because I prefer the more stable leg setup like this. But if you only have a small leg set like that, do bear in mind that using weights is highly recommended. I should also just quickly mention, in these side heads, you do also get little locking screws, which you need a little hex tool for, a hex key. But the correct size hex key is supplied, so that when you mount your ball head, you can lock it into place using the hex key. And there we have it. That's how I have it set up on my tripod legs. You would loosen this and it is able to tilt up and down. Loosen this ring and we can move the arm back and forth. This arm does tighten down very well. I like it. It's very sturdy. It is rated at 5 kilograms. But the camera I'm going to be putting onto it is not near 5 kilograms. And another nice thing about these legs that I use, these are heavy video head. You can put quite a bit of weight on here before it'll start lifting. This is the Sony A7 Mark III. It's a fairly light camera with a f2 28mm lens on here. Very light camera setup, and this is what I will be using for my video reviews, and this is the idea that I want. So now I have a direct overhead view that I can get from this camera. You can put your strap wherever, when you remove your strap, it's going to be better. This takes quite a bit of weight. I'm not going to let it drop, but there you go. This is stable. That's why I like these legs. If you're going to be using lighter legs like this, I suggest adding weight to the opposite side leg. But let's get this little guy filming and we can see what it's going to look like overhead. Yeah, I have it set up as I would use this arm. And I have my Sony A7 Mark III attached to the head. Yeah, the legs are back here and it is out of the way of where you are going to be filming. And let me just start a recording here. Now you can see me there, and this is what it looks like when I'm overhead. So now I can do all my explaining. Let's say, for instance, I'm explaining how this head works and its various parts, etc. And I've got a nice overhead view without things being in my way. Now normally I wouldn't be on this side, I would be on that side of the camera where you guys, that camera is set up, so that I have all open space and I can work without anything in my way. Here we have the entire setup. This camera, though it's small, it is not very light, but it's also not very heavy. But it will handle this quite well. You see there's very little movement. If I keep the legs held down, there's slight movement, but not very much. It is rated for 5 kilos, but keeping it light is obviously going to be better. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed that and understand how nice a product this actually is for YouTube creators. It is a nice compact length, so you can take it with you if you are going to go and do work somewhere else. Another thing, as an example where I can think where you would use something like this, is for those who enjoy doing cooking, like cooking shows, etc., and you want an overhead camera. This is what you need to get that nice overhead view. That's my little review of the QZSD ER extension arm. I'm very impressed with it. The little bit I've now shown you, it's very sturdy. It's aluminum, and well constructed, well worth the price. If you are interested in one of these, check the link in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video.